So 2 years ago, Rotary found out that Apple Blossom didn't do any recycling or composting. 13 tons of garbage over 11 days went to the landfill. And so a couple years ago, Rotary adopted environmental sustainability, primarily climate concerns, as an area of focus. And so we thought, well, let's give it a try, and let's try to collect compost and recyclables at Apple Blossom. And so this is our second year, but it's our first year doing kind of concentrated stations for more days than just one. Last year, Munchen House and Icicle Brewing donated compostable cups to the beer garden. So there was no plastic in the beer garden. And then Waste Management contributed a recycling container, a yarder or a dumpster. So we were able to actually cut the waste that was headed to the landfill in half for just compostable cups, vendors and their cardboard. And then we did compost and mixed recycling collection on Youth Day. So that was all we did last year, and we were able to cut the waste, that huge amount by that. So this year we're shooting for 75% because we have over 100 community volunteers who have offered to staff the stations throughout Apple Blossom. So that is really exciting. They represent, last count, 18 different organizations in the community. And they all tell me that they've had a marvelous reception, that it's been fun for them, and people are grateful and say thanks for doing this. So I think we're doing a good thing for the community.
And so are people surprised when you say that cup you got in your hand, we can compost it, doesn't have to go to the landfill?
Oh, they're so surprised. We've learned that some people didn't realize that food is compostable, and that's the most compostable thing that there is. So one of the things that we're trying to do, and we kind of do it around the edges, is to let people understand that what we eat and what we throw away has a lot to do with climate change. Because when food waste and organic waste goes to a landfill, it generates methane, and methane's 80 times more heat trapping than even CO2. The good news is that it's shorter lived. So if we can start to bring down our methane emissions by keeping food waste out of the landfill, we buy ourselves time to do the more big scale expensive things like electric car charging stations and those kinds of things. The Wenatchee Confluence Rotary Club has primarily put up the money for the equipment and the supplies, but we do have a lot of support from Darcy Christopherson and Alex Haley from Apple Blossom. Waste Management donates their collection and hauling services. Winton Manufacturing has been a huge help. We could not do this without Winton's help.
Yeah, we're really excited. This is our second year assisting with that. We are donating our services to it. So we're going to have buckets, the vendors are going to be collecting their food waste, and then we have big bins that the festival is going to use, and we've donated that service to them, so they'll be able to do it for free.
The other important player here is Young Life. They're paid to collect garbage and keep the park clean, and so they actually come by and collect all the things that we are collecting and get them to the appropriate collection points. And then last but not least is Sustainable North Central Washington, who has kind of helped us with planning and all of the media and outreach kinds of things. And they're also, this is fun, for the first time this year, they are going to be interviewing vendors and will be offering a Green Vendor Award along with the other traditional Apple Blossom Awards. So we're trying to encourage vendors to use less packaging that's not compostable and not recyclable. And it's been really gratifying because a lot of vendors with whom we've spoken have been really supportive. And the trick is we need to get the prices to come down a little bit, so it's a little more feasible for them to use those materials. But we're hoping in a couple years that everything that comes this way is compostable and recyclable.